cigarette at me. Leviathan here. It's been a very interesting season so far. The Mclaren was lit, and not in a good way. We've seen a supercar centipede, and we've even seen a Mclaren destroy an Audi R8, and not in terms of performance. So what does this all mean? Well, today we're just going to talk about how all of these events impact the overall supercar experience, because as much as I hate to say it, I think it's starting to affect me in a very negative way. Today we are going to talk from the heart as I share how it's starting to impact my experience. So let's go for a cruise. So let's start with some of the hate reactions first. Well, I'll be honest, this isn't something that really bothers me because I've heard it over and over again ever since I was a dorky little kid. So what people say really doesn't bother me. I have pretty thick skin. But what really crosses the line is when people go from the verbal to the physical. Being spat on, throwing a lit cigarette on the car just really breaks my heart because I can't believe people would be that cruel. And we should be able to live our lives as we choose without all of this judgment, but hey, I guess that's just the world we live in. Next, you have all of these supercar accidents, which is a mix of various different reasons. From distracted driving, negligence, racing, overconfidence, lack of talent, you name it. And when you get involved in a supercar accident, well, it's a very long and painful experience. Obviously, there's a scar of the overall accident, but even getting it repaired and back on the road is a very lengthy process. Yes, you have to deal with insurance, but it'll take months just to get repaired. And given how short the season is, there's a good chance that by the time your car is actually fixed, the season will be over and it will impact your resale value, because any small claim on a supercar will stay on its record forever. And that's something that will deter people from actually buying it. Well, what does that mean for a supercar driver? Well, now I'm very careful when I take my car out and even where I drive to. Now I tend to avoid some of those trafficy areas and where there are a lot of people, because you've seen how horrible people can be, and it's just something I don't want to risk, which really in the end of the day takes away from this overall experience, because supercars are meant to be shared and experienced and driven, but considering how some of the people have been lately, it actually scares me. And I tend to find myself that I'm driving less and less, or I'm just sticking to the same boring roads that I always drive. And after quite a few years of this, it's actually starting to get pretty ridiculous. And the question I have for you is, am I just being completely crazy, or does this all make sense to you? Lambo got pulled over. I actually really didn't want to make such a negative video, but I need your feedback and I kind of need your support. And I feel like this season I've been making some fairly negative videos, and I apologize for that, but it's kind of the reality of it all. So thanks for watching. Until next time, whenever that may be.